la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. How was that?
Yeah, good.
Still the same reaction, huh?
Sorry, me and singing just don't mix very well. Though it did make me feel warm inside, kinda like I was a kid again, with my mom.
Hey, you do get it! That was a lullaby from a long, long time ago. Nowadays, nobody remembers the lyrics, though. Or sings it to their children, for that matter.
A lullaby, huh? Well, I guess that's why it took me back the way it did. But wait, if nobody knows the words, how are you so sure that's even what it is? Just from how it sounds?
Well, there was this scholar who researched it a few years ago and said as much. Couldn't tell you if they were right, though.
Huh. Honestly, I kinda liked that it didn't have any words. That way it can hit you straight in the heart without all that lyrics and meaning stuff getting in the way.
I'm glad to hear you giving music a little more thought now.
And I'm glad I've had so many chances to listen to you sing. Your voice touches people, Dorothea, even if they don't have the knowledge to really appreciate the high-level art of it. I mean, look at me. Bottom of the barrel, and you still practically move me to tears.
Oh, come now, don't talk about yourself like that.
It doesn't really bother me. And I'm not wrong, am I? No birth parents, no real background to speak of. The whole wandering merc gig, it is what it is.
That's quite the positive attitude. I'll have to try a little bit of that myself sometime. In the meantime, I've once again been able to rethink my singing thanks to you. I lost much of my emotion about the craft during my time as a diva, but I can feel it coming back now.
You really are incredible, you know that?
How do you mean?
I don't know. There's just something beautiful about the way you speak. It's like your thoughts come out of your mouth fully formed, almost perfect, then find their way straight into people's hearts. Probably has something to do with all the training you did to become a diva, and all the training you've continued doing since. Meanwhile, here I am struggling to even make proper sentences when I try to talk about your singing.
Thank you for the kind words. It makes me feel a lot better hearing you say those things about me. But for the record, I don't think you're bad with words at all. Even your little speech now was the definition of smooth. If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to flirt with me.
Good news. We've dislodged another foothold those who slither in the dark held in Empire territory.
Good news. That's great. So, that soldier was one of theirs after all, huh?
He was. It's uncanny how you managed to identify their agents so precisely. Ordinary spies would be one thing, but these villains are another entirely.
I'd like to say it's just intuition, but there's more to it than that. It's my power. Their magic is almost identical to the one I use, so it's not hard for me to pick up on. I guess we have Hubert to thank for connecting the dots between the two.
How strange that you would hold such an important key. The more I look back, the more I realize, without you among our ranks, I may never have broken the stranglehold those who slither in the dark exerted on the Empire.
Me? What did I do?
Our hidden foe was deeply entrenched in almost every facet of Adrestian society. The two were almost inseparable, and so I turned a blind eye to the lives that were being lost to their cruel designs, opting instead to focus my energy on preparing for war. But then, you came along and helped show me a way to kill two snakes with one stone, as it were. You were the cog that was missing from the turnwheel, the one final push that urged me to act.
Yeah, sure. Whatever that means. You can be so confusing sometimes, you know that?
Forgive me. You may be the only person I know who would look an emperor in the eye and speak their mind so freely.
I don't know. I could totally see Ferdinand doing it too.
Yes, I can see your point. It was my mistake. In any case, I'd like you to know just how pleased I am to have you fighting alongside us. You were a perfect stranger who owed nothing to the Empire. Yet you're still here. That means much.
It wasn't that big a deal. I just needed some gold, and figured if anyone was gonna have the coin to spare, it'd be the Empire.
You know, some things are best left unsaid.
Oh, and you were really quick to compliment me back at the Academy. That left an impression for sure. I mean, most nobles don't give us mercs the time of day. You were different.
It's nice to hear you say that.
And hey, I was right about you. I wouldn't be shining half as bright as I am today if I didn't hitch my wagon to yours. Trust me, no regrets here. Anyway, we flushed those who slither in the dark out of another one of their hiding spots. Which seems like cause for celebration, if you ask me. You, remember how to do it? I don't want to get left hanging like I did back in Enbar.
That wasn't my fault. I had simply never done it before. We will reach the end of this path soon. All of us. Together.
May I speak with you a moment?
Oh, yeah. I was just about to take a break. You need something?
Our relationship has been strained for a while, so I thought it was time to resolve our issues.
It has?
Yes, at least I felt that way ever since the incident.
Oh, you mean that time I found you hiding out and chowing down on some pastries? I didn't think anything about that. And I didn't tell anyone either.
No, not that. Well, yes, there was that, but there was another, more defining incident. Remember?
Are you talking about the time I treated you like a kid and you got all mad?
Yes, of course that's what I'm talking about.
That happened a long time ago. Has it really been eating at you ever since?
Well, I mean, I was unable to maintain my composure and got rather aggressive with you over trivial details. I kept telling myself that I had to apologize, but I could never bring myself to do it. But now, I'm sorry.
Well, I'd like to apologize too. I should have been more careful with what I said. Why does being called a kid upset you so much? If you don't think of yourself that way, then any comments of the kind should be like water off a duck's back.
Look, I'm a tiny bit younger than everyone else, and it doesn't help that I'm shorter too. Plus, I do have somewhat of a baby face.
Really? You don't look that young to me.
You don't think so?
Yeah. Now that I really look at you, I think you're a very pretty young woman. And you act real mature too.
Oh no, I'm not really.
But most importantly, your skill at commanding troops puts all the real adults to shame.
Hold on. Real adults? So what you're saying is that I'm ultimately still just a child?
Ah, crud. I misspoke. What I meant was...
There you go, making excuses again. Now I know exactly what you think of me.
This conversation's going sideways again, isn't it?
It would seem so. Though, I suppose forgiving you would be the mature thing to do.
Hey, there you go. See? You are a real grown-up, Lysithea.
Something about this still rubs me the wrong way, but... Oh, fine. I just ask that you keep treating me like the adult I am.
That's not true at all.
But... Oh, look who it is.
You really don't look like a kid. You shouldn't worry about it.
You think so?
Yeah. Now that I really look at you, I think you're a very pretty young woman. You act real mature, too.
Oh, you're just saying that. I'm not like that at all.
Excuse me? Just what do you think you're doing?
Whoa! What's wrong, Lysithea?
You were speaking to a girl just now, correct?
Just now? Oh, yeah, I was. What about it?
Care to explain that line you fed her?
What? Did I say something weird?
Allow me to refresh your memory. Now that I really look at you, I think you're a very pretty young woman. You act real mature, too. You said the same exact thing to me, remember? I'm not a fool, you know. So what? You just go around spouting off the same lines to everyone?
Whoa, wait, just calm down. I know, that was wrong of me, but I do have an explanation.
By all means, enlighten me.
Just Hear me out. You might have noticed, but giving advice isn't exactly my strong suit. And yet, for some reason, people always ask for my opinion on their problems. I never know what's best, or how to respond. So, I memorized a bunch of lines from some stories so that I'd at least have something to say. And it just so happens, one of those lines is complimenting a girl.
So what you said didn't come from you, but rather some fictional character?
Yeah, that about sums it up. I'm really sorry.
And then when people have asked for your advice, you've just parroted back some meaningless words. I can't believe you!
I thought it would be better than people getting mad at me for being honest.
Hearing the truth is always more preferable. So tell me now, what do you honestly think of me?
To be honest, half the time I don't even understand how I feel myself. But if I had to put it into words, I'd say, you make me smile when you're around. You're interesting, all the time. When I'm with you, it's like I never want to leave.
Oh, is that so? Very well. I will endeavor to keep that in mind. I apologize for pressing you. I have matters I must attend to right now. So,
I wanted to tell her that she's fun and I never get bored around her, but it came out all weird. Well, hopefully she got it.
It's extremely difficult for me to express what I feel in my heart. But I'll just say this. You don't have to try so hard to impress people. You're at your most attractive when you're just being you. Because you already are extraordinary.
Is that so? Very well. I will endeavor to keep that in mind. I apologize for pressing you. I have matters I must attend to right now. So,
Oh man, I ended up using someone else's words again. But that really is the way I feel, so she'd understand, right?
Another rough night, Manuela?
You could stand to learn some manners, you know. I had a little too much to drink yesterday, that's all. More importantly, you saw me perform, right?
Yeah, I was at the inn. You really do have a beautiful voice. I was impressed.
I told you so. But was it just my voice you were impressed with?
Well, I mean, when you were singing in front of everyone, you looked stunning. Seriously, is that how you always are when you perform for the people in town?
Oh, please. In their dreams, maybe. Yesterday was a special occasion because you were there. We had a deal, remember?
Ah, yes, the hush money.
You haven't told anyone, right? About what I said in my sleep and such?
Nope, not a peep to anyone. Not even about the dream where you got dumped.
Shh! Don't go shouting about it now!
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with you, even when you are hungover.
Really?
It makes you seem like a laid-back, mature woman. Just another interesting side of you. One day you're a physician saving lives, and the next you're a warrior on the battlefield. I like all your sides.
Like, you say?
It's more like I can't take my eyes off you. All the more so now, since I've seen you sing and all. You have all these different sides that come together to form a complete person. Maybe that's what draws me in. It's like, which one is the real Manuela?
Of course, the real me is the majestic diva shimmering in the spotlight. If only. I'm not that delusional. Those days are long gone. Apparently, I've reached the age where I must take comfort in the glories of yesteryear.
Do you really think so? I think you're probably way more attractive now than when you were all famous.
My word! Is it just me? Or are you trying to sweep me off my feet?
Huh? Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that a person's attractiveness gets more, I don't know, refined as they get older. Like a fine wine or something.
Now, no need to get embarrassed. How about we get together and talk about our future later tonight?
Oh, I've got some stuff I gotta do tonight. Sorry, maybe another time.
Oh, really? Fine, we'll save it for another day. It'll give us more time to talk anyway. Just don't blow me off, okay? or you'll be sorry.
That was a joke, right? Manuela? Right?
So in the end, it seems we're no closer to unveiling the truth about your powers.
You can say that again. At this rate, the war will be over and done with by the time we make any headway.
That would admittedly be cause for celebration, at least. Your power, like that of a crest, is undoubtedly meant to be wielded as an instrument of war. And as the tides of battle recede, your chances of encountering a life or death situation grows slimmer and slimmer. Therefore, you'll be forced to use your power less and less often. And that's probably for the best.
True. The less reason to unleash this on the world, the better.
You know, they say even a hero's relic, wielded by its corresponding crest bearer, will still drain a portion of that person's life. It's reasonable to suspect your power could have a similar impact on both your body and mind.
Hey, you're starting to scare me here. Honestly, I was just planning on going back to being a regular old mercenary after the war ends. Can't really imagine life without a blade in my hand, you know?
I should have guessed. I imagine your expert services will be in high demand even once the conflict is over. In fact, Edelgard herself seemed keen on asking you to settle down in Imbar to support the Empire.
Really? Not that I'm not flattered, of course, but putting down roots isn't really my thing.
No, I suppose not. Though I have to admit, it would put my mind at ease to have you by my side once this is all over.
You want me by your side? Would you care to elaborate on that?
Consider the possibilities. A seemingly unarmed attendant who's able to produce a sword in the blink of an eye. It would be a great crime deterrent, don't you think? You'd prove quite handy on my travels.
You should really pick your words more carefully, Linhart. You almost gave a gal the wrong idea there.
Perhaps that idea is exactly what I intended.
Hold on, what?
Oh, well, look at the time. It seems I've forgotten an urgent matter I need to attend to. Bye for now.
Wait, Linhart, come back! Oh, Yuri, you're back? I thought you'd still be away.
Well, look who it is. I figured if I didn't come back before sunset, someone might get worried and ransack my room again.
I wasn't ransacking. You're gonna keep holding that over my head, aren't you?
Just joking, friend. No need to take everything so seriously. Anyway, it's late. Shouldn't you be getting some shut-eye?
Probably, but I just got my second wind. How was your mom, by the way?
Well, it's not looking good, that's for sure. But she's still got some fight in her yet. I'd planned on staying longer, but she told me to do what I had to do and sent me on my way. One minute she wants to see me, the next she's telling me to go home. Honestly, she's all over the place.
Reminds me of my mom. The one who raised me, anyway.
She passed away, didn't she? Judging by your expression, she must have been pretty special.
She was. More than I can say. She took me in when I'd been abandoned. Taught me how to live. We weren't blood related, but she was my mom. No doubt about it.
I'm sure wherever she is now, she's very happy to hear you say that.
Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to ask you something. It's been on my mind for a while now. About your real name. Your mom gave it to you, right? Where does it come from? I've never heard anything like it before.
Look up. No, a little more to the left. See that bright star over there?
Bright star. To the left? Which one? There are thousands of stars up there, and they're all bright.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you find it or not. Anyway, it's that star's ancient name. The white star that the goddess herself made into a disciple. My mother is a devout follower of Seros. But I know it's a pretty ostentatious name for a penniless kid.
I don't think so. It just shows how much you mean to her.
Yeah. Well, I do like it. She gave it to me after all. I'm not sure how much of the scriptures she really understands, but knowing her, I'm certain she put a lot of consideration into my name.
Then doesn't it seem like kind of a waste not to use it? What with how much thought she put into it?
I've used many names, and each one comes with its own mask. But when I hear my real name, all those facades fall away. The only people who can call me that are those who are truly special to me. Immediate family, or someone just as important. Which means that if you're so intent on using my name, you'd better be willing to spend the rest of your life by my side.
The rest of my life, huh? Okay, I'll think about it.
The look on your face right now, it's priceless! Regardless, it does make me happy to hear that you like my name. And if you ever decide you're up for it, let me know, okay? I'll think it over too, just in case.
Hilda, did you get hurt at all?
Nope, I'm totally fine. I'm super glad we won that battle today.
Me too. But it was touch and go for a moment there. Make sure you're not overdoing it, okay?
Is that what it seemed like? I didn't think I was pushing myself at all.
I mean, you were way up in the front with me. Didn't you say you wanted to hang back and relax?
What can I say? When I saw you up there, I couldn't help but chase after you. Despite all that stuff I said, I guess I do still worry.
But I thought worrying about people like me was a waste of time.
Well, that's what I thought. But it turns out you and my brother are different after all.
So, what you're saying is... it's different because we're friends and he's family?
No, that's not it. My friends are just as important to me as my brother. Look at it this way. I could cheer for you till I'm blue in the face, but if I'm stuck all the way in the back, you won't even notice. And I'd lose track of you in all the commotion.
Yeah, I guess that's what would happen.
So, how am I supposed to cheer for you if I don't get up close?
But you weren't cheering. You were actually participating in the battle.
Hey, it's not my fault there were so many enemies up there. They forced my hand. I'd have been in danger if I hadn't fought back. I get the feeling that you have some kind of problem with me being so close by.
No, not at all. Why would I?
Glad to hear it. And this way, you get to see all my valiant deeds up close. You've got to be happy about that, right?
I'm not sure happy's the right word, but I'm definitely grateful for your help. You're pretty strong too, you know. You really are Hulk's little sister. I can't think of anyone I'd rather have watching my back.
Oh, please don't say that. I can't handle that kind of responsibility. Our win wasn't because of me or anything. You know I'm basically a weakling, right?
After seeing what you can do, weakling isn't what comes to mind. But I guess you can seem shaky out there sometimes.
Exactly. So shaky. That's why it's up to you to make sure I'm perfectly safe during battles.
Of course I will. But aren't you supposed to be cheering me on so I don't die?
I'm obviously going to do that. And in exchange, you protect me. It'd be a little selfish of you to get all that encouragement for free, don't you think?
Right, if you say so. I think I've lost the thread of this conversation.
That's okay. The point is, we just gotta stick together and keep doing our best.
Hey, do you have a moment?
What's going on, Ignatz? Finally leaving on that journey to see the world?
No, not that. In fact, we're not going to talk about my dreams today. You always ask questions about me, but you never talk about yourself. So, I thought it was high time I asked about you. You certainly have piqued my curiosity.
What? You got a crush on me or something?
Huh? No! I mean, I like you, but not like, you know, in that special way.
I'm joking, don't worry. No need to get all flustered. So, what did you want to know?
Well, since I told you about my dreams, I wanted to know about yours.
My dreams, huh? I think being a mercenary and going wherever the wind takes me sounds pretty good.
You still want to be a mercenary? Even after the war's over? But we'll finally have peace. You won't have to fight anymore.
Yeah, but that's all I've been doing since even before the war started. I'd just be going back to my old way of life. Killing monsters, guarding villages. There's still plenty of work even in times of peace. And who's to say some enemy from outside Fodlan won't show up?
Well, that may be true, but isn't it difficult having to constantly fight all the time?
Every job's got its tough parts, but the mercenary lifestyle's a perfect match for my personality. I can't even imagine settling down and establishing roots somewhere.
Yeah, that does sound like you.
Does it now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just meant that you don't really seem like the kind of person who wants to stay tied down.
You think so? Well, whatever the case, I plan on earning my keep with my sword. As long as my body holds out, that is. What about you, Ignatz? You gonna stay a knight once this thing's over?
I'm not sure. I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it. But if my duties as a knight were to end at some point, then I guess that's when I could make my dreams a reality. If I were to do that, do you think you'd like to come with me as my bodyguard?
You do realize I'll be Fodlan's most sought-after mercenary by then. I'm not gonna come cheap.
Oh, really? Then I'll have to work extra hard to save up some money. Because I really do want to travel with you.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ignatz. I'll be counting down the days till then.
Well, well, just the gal I wanted to see. I've got a bit of a favor to ask. You know that special sword you fight with? Well, I was wondering if you'd let me take a peek at it.
Sure, if you want. Can't say I expected this kind of interest coming from you, though. It'd be one thing if it were Dimitri or Felix asking. You know how they get about weapons. But you?
You do remember I'm the heir to House Gautier, don't you? I've been studying the art of combat ever since I was just a kid.
Well, you always skip out on training, so... Anyway, here. This work?
It sure does. What a weird sword. You know what it's made of? It doesn't look like iron or steel to me.
I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I have no idea.
What about how you can make it appear right out of thin air? Is that some sort of magic?
Nah, not exactly. It kinda just comes to me when I call it.
Well, that's vague. One more question then. Would I be able to use your sword if I wanted to?
Doubt it. The thing vanishes the second I let go of it. But hey, why do you want to know so much about it anyway?
I guess I was just thinking how nice it'd be if there were more weapons like yours out in the world. You know, a hero's relic can take down hundreds or even thousands of soldiers in a single swing. Depending on who's doing the swinging, of course. But as soon as the wielder dies, that's it. If you don't have a crest, it's nothing more than a fancy-looking hunk of whatever they're made of. Of course, that wouldn't be an issue if everyone could just use a sword like yours.
Maybe so, but that doesn't make it possible. I mean, there's still so much even I don't know about it.
Right. It's not like you can just make a second one or something.
That's actually a pretty interesting idea. You've given this a lot of thought, haven't you?
Hey, you're talking to the future Margrave Gautier here, remember? Of course I'd think about this kind of stuff. After all, us nobles wouldn't have nearly as much work to do if everyone could fight with the relics. And then I could spend all my time flirting with you instead.
Yeah, not interested. Don't make me tell Ingrid about this.
Harsh. Though I do like that about you. Come on, let's see that sword of yours a little more.